Okay, so the first part of this class is going to be going over all the different parts of the sewing machine, and I will be calling them by name. There's a handout included with this section of the class, so feel free to push pause, go grab that, print it out, and you can go over that with me. Again, these parts might be a little bit different depending on what exact sewing machine you're working on at home, but overall the parts of the machine can be found on almost all home sewing machines. So again, pull out the manual if you get confused. All right, starting here, you have a storage case that pops off and you can store things in it. Slides right back on like that. You have the all-important presser foot. This is what's going to hold the fabric onto the sewing machine. It's connected to a lever back here that raises and lowers the presser foot. On some machines it's in the back, on some it's right here. Okay, so this is the bobbin case down here. It's where the bobbin is kept. It's a drop-in bobbin. Moving on up, we have, this is where the needle is. This is where you thread the needle and it goes up and down into the fabric when you sew. We've got some buttons here. This is a button that allows you to sew without the foot pedal, which I don't actually use that much, but it's a nice feature. This is the backstitch button, and we've got a whole section on how to use that coming up. This is the needle up, needle down button. Just press it and it goes down, press it again and it goes back up. Up here you have a tension knob. This is going to help you change how tight the thread is depending on what type of fabric you're sewing with. We've got speed control here. We've got slow, medium, and fast. Right up here is the tension knob. I'm just gonna tip the sewing machine so you can see that. Right here is the tension knob. And this is used when you spin a bobbin. You get the tension on the bobbin by winding it around this tension disc. And while we're up here, we'll talk about, this is where the bobbin goes when you are filling it up. This is the little plastic piece that makes your sewing machine stop when it's getting too full. This is the spool pin where the spool of thread goes on. And what else? Okay, so then this is the monitor that shows the actual stitch that you've chosen. These are all the choices of stitches. This is how you choose the number of stitch on this machine. This button here is the stitch length, and the one down here determines the stitch width. I'll get more into what those actually do in future videos, but just wanted to point that out. And then here you'll see I have a cute little pin cushion so that when you're sewing and you're taking your pins out, they can easily go into that pin cushion right there. You don't have to bring a pin cushion back and forth to your cutting table. So that's about all of the parts of the sewing machine. Again, take out that handout if you're confused by anything. Get your manual for your sewing machine.